How to keep traditional universities relevant. When we were assigned the problem of how traditional universities remain relevant, we focused on the actual problems students faced. An article by Cooper said, "If your business faces mature state yet wishes to grow, then your development portfolio must contain some bold breakthrough innovation projects that involves a holistic approach." This 10-minute talk will start from the explanation of an underlying issue, which is a skills mismatch between graduates and employers. Next, we propose a consumer-centric innovation through a system that allows students to customize their learning experience to better suit their needs and employability. First feature of the system is the self-paced online learning with hands-on classes for in-depth understanding. Next, the system will allow students and universities to analytically track progress. And finally, we have lifelong learning, which brings together all of the skills university students acquire that will be applicable all throughout their life and career. Firstly, we observed the lives of students in traditional universities. We saw how they would have to go to university after they had done their assigned homework, listen to their lecturer, rush through tutorials and gain partially irrelevant practical experience and application skills. We began to see considerable issues within the current education framework in regards to the skills employers are looking for. We then decided to progress by asking students, "How do you feel about university?" We consolidated surveys from various universities and were left with two common criticisms. Students felt assignments wouldn't help them when they started working, and that finding a job was difficult even with a degree from credited universities. We also found issues regarding high tuition costs, but the most important issue that impacted students was the mismatch between the skills employers seek and those which students possess upon graduation. We aim to use this as our basis framework to developing a solution to keep universities relevant. We then began to develop a solution. Through process mapping, we realized that students need to have a personalized experience. George Siemens, the Associate Director of the Technology Enhanced Knowledge Research Institute, once said, "The way we learn should be our most personalized experience, because no two people process information the same way. Students come from various backgrounds and situations. This can make the old model of higher education irrelevant to their life. Also, they have varying levels of learning and experience. Sometimes they cannot afford 4 years full-time to complete a degree as they have other responsibilities. Some students work part-time or full-time and often must juggle family and other responsibilities while completing their studies." Some universities, such as Harvard and Stanford, are actively pursuing the phenomena of blended learning. Both these institutions allow students to watch video lectures online at home and then spend class time solving problems, maximizing the time students spend in class. The Center for Digital Education reports that blended education models improve comprehension and test scores for 84% of students. Therefore, we know this method is effective. Massive Open Online Course, also known as MOOC, allows for a new delivery channel that keeps pace with continuously evolving content. MOOCs also represent early attempts to tackle both the financial and geographic barriers to learning. Combining our understanding of what students want and current methods to improve education landscape, we can bridge this skills gap. We aim to create a system that will utilize the benefits and accessibility of MOOCs, a system that involves the marriage between MOOCs and blended learning to further enrich the student experience. With better technology and a much deeper understanding of how students learn, we are able to provide a medium which will make strides in personalizing learning by combining the best of traditional teaching with digital technology, using analytics to track student success and focusing on competencies rather than credit hours. We aim to facilitate a strategy widely researched by John Seely Brown, co-author of A New Culture of Learning, by attempting to implement a medium that leads to exponential change, shifting from simply transferring knowledge to students to providing them with access to the latest knowledge via digital platforms, developing their skill sets through mentorships, and then immersing them in situations that encourage them to probe and push the boundaries of current knowledge and practice. The Department of Education has found the traditional lecture hall to be less effective than personalised learning models. Yet today, only 12% of higher education courses take advantage of blended learning, and even fewer take advantage of predictive analytics. Through the solution that we proposed, students will receive notifications informing them how they are performing in a course as they progress through it. By providing this performance data to faculty, they are able to identify students who need additional assistance to succeed and can target interventions to ensure all students stay on track. By providing a customized program, students can identify clear career paths and develop skills to match the requirements needed by employers. Students can enroll in the right courses relevant for their job opportunities. To take this even further, the system will support the development of lifelong learning. This, in turn, is prompting universities to have a medium to be able to continually develop new credentialing infrastructure to support lifelong learning. Ultimately, our system brings into focus the mismatch of skills between those employees seek and those which university students acquire. By creating a personalised lifelong learning experience, we aim to fill this gap between skills by combining the traditional university setting alongside digital learning to enhance learning and maintain universities' relevance.
In conclusion, by addressing this issue and implementing our system, we are able to facilitate structural change within the education framework, providing students with the necessary skills, relevant practical experience, and stackable credentials to enable them to succeed in their professional careers. Hence, we are able to leverage the use of our system as the means of bridging this skills gap and fundamentally addressing the primary issue of how to keep traditional universities relevant. We want to make uni about you and I.